and just the different ways this offense is able to use a guy like that?
Well, I think the thing that he's referring to, he's really been playing with a lot of toughness and has been blocking very well, especially the last couple weeks. So I think the thing that gives you is a chance to run a little bit more of the style offense we've been evolving to, a little bit more power football and things like that, by having him lead block, at times on linebackers, at times on safeties, at times on defensive ends. So, things like that can really help out a lot, as well as being able to release him into the pass game and spread him out and line him up as a receiver. I mean, that makes things really tough on the defense. They don't know whether to align in a run-stopping defense or align in a pass defense or what call to make.
I know this isn't really your wheelhouse, but what have you seen out of Clint this year that's made him so consistent on a weekly basis from an O-line perspective?
I think the biggest thing is he's prepared in a way that he's put himself in position to understand what the defense is trying to do on a regular basis. He understands how we're trying to attack the defense, and that gives him the ability to just go out and play. He's not as focused on trying to figure things out on game day. He's kind of got that behind him, so he can just go out and play and put the ball out there for our guys to go get.
Does that help the line?
I think it helps the line when you know that your quarterback is preparing that way. He knows who's going to be free in certain protections and can work away from it. They're confident that he's going to get them in the right protection when he needs to. So I think anytime you've got a guy who's doing those kinds of things, it helps every position on the offense.
Obviously, you're probably as pleased, if you hold up for 4 or 5 seconds in pass protection and somebody pops up and downfield for a 20-yard gain, but how fun was it the last series just to go ahead and pound it up in there and pick up 4, 5, 6 yards a clip and grind it out?
I think that's one of the things that, when you're an offensive lineman, you take great pride in being able to do that. And for us to be able to go do that, especially in the last series when they know we're going to run the ball, we're not dropping back and looking to throw it. I think it's a testament to what these guys have done, how they've prepared, how they've worked, the position they put themselves in on a consistent basis.
How much does that say about the evolution of what some still label an air raid, but really this is Dana's offense? This does not look like anything Mike Leach runs now. He doesn't go 3 back often. You guys are doing that consistently.
Right. I think the thing, again, that it says is he understands the importance of being able to run the football. We're going to throw the football a lot. We've got a group of talented receivers. We've got a good quarterback. We'd be stupid not to throw the ball. But I think he also understands that there's times in a game where you have to line up and say, we're going to run the ball, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you can go do that as an offense, then you've got some good things going on.
Coach, just the overall aspect of the nature of the physical play that your guys have played with, and it's been that way all year, but it seemed like the last 2 weeks it's almost been taken to another level. And when you got a challenge, you're facing a guy like Sean Oakman and some of those guys. I mean, what stands out to you about just how things continue to click in that aspect of what you're doing from a physical nature?
Well, again, I think this was a very talented defense that we played. They had some players up front that were very big, very strong, and played very physical themselves. So I don't think we could have survived if we didn't come in with that mentality. As an overall offense, not just an offensive line. So I think the thing that you see is guys that have bought in and believed in what we're trying to coach, what we're trying to do with our offense, and they're going out and executing.
How do you start to reset the focus now? Big win, but almost any win in the Big 12 is big as this one. How do you begin to reset that focus?
Question. Well, I think the first thing you do is you come in and like we did on Sunday, you get through the video, you talk about the things that you did well, the things that you improved upon from the previous week. But then you also turn around and say, now here's what we got to do this week. We weren't good enough at this. We need to improve here. We need to, keep, like you guys keep saying, keep evolving our offense. And that's one of the things that we do have done on a weekly basis is we put the focus on us. Hey, we still haven't played our best game of football. Let's keep improving so we can go do that. I think that's how you push the reset.
Will you really not know if they've bounced back until even the game? Because even practices can be misleading at times.
Well, they can be, and I say all the time. You never really know because you have a great practice or it doesn't necessarily carry over. And just if you have a poor practice, it doesn't carry over. I think what it does do is when you practice well, it gives you confidence going into the game. It gives them confidence. Hey, we've done this, we've executed this, and it gives them confidence that they can go do it on game day. But I think if they've bounced back. The thing that we constantly preach about is hey, it doesn't matter how good of a team we are. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We have to go play our best, and we have to continue to, even though we think we're a good team, we have to play good in order to give ourselves a chance. So they're not going to just come in and say, hey, we're playing West Virginia, let's just bow out. We've got to go play well in order to give ourselves a chance to win week in, week out.
You expect the intensity from them to be ramped up considering what happened
I'm
last
sure
year?
they will. I'm sure we'll be, and they're back home where they're tough to beat. They're at home, and they're going to be excited to play, and they're getting some guys back from injury, I'm sure, and they're going to be excited. And they're going to give us their best game.
A lot of teams will come in and try to give the players Sunday off and then come back in and do film review Monday. Do you like bringing them in on Sunday and getting it out of the way?
I do. I think it gives them a chance to get things over with, and while it's still fresh in their mind. I think a lot of times they, if you wait, they lose it, they forget about it. And I think the other thing that it does, gives them Monday where they can really focus on class work and not have to feel got to get back over and after all these classes. It gives them a day to get that all out of the way.
If you were head coach, would you approach it the same way then? Do you think you'd adopt that style?
I think I would.
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot of things I think I'd do as a head coach,
Yeah.
but I've never been in that situation. Don't know if I want to be.
Thanks.
Sure.
Coach, the offensive line, I guess statistically, you can certainly give up